Bog Panda.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Bog Panda. I am Kelly at KELLYTHUL on Twitter and Instagram. And the Will Smith to my Chris Rock is also with me.
You beat me to it.
I figured I needed to.
It was coming. I was going to say I'm Dr. Mike at Official Bacon on everything. And somehow I've been dodging these Will Smith slaps for like 2 years.
Yep. Yes, indeed. I think
Did you watch the Academy Awards?
So yeah, I not all of it, but saw what needed to be seen. It was pretty much right around that segment when all of a sudden, which I originally thought was like a skit. I figured, but upon further review, not a skit. So that was interesting. And I saw, they cut to Will and Jada, and he was laughing.
Yeah.
And she was not.
No.
And she had a turd under my nose look going. And so I think he figured he had some makeup to do. But yeah, that was a thing, man. So there have neither Bog Panda host has slapped the other that I'm aware of. So, so there's that.
No. Neither of us has slapped or been slapped by Will Smith.
Nope.
That I'm aware of. And I do have to say, this is my one comment on it. It is sad to learn that the guy who played Muhammad Ali can't actually fight. Chris Rock is a small man.
Yeah.
And he took that slap pretty well.
Yeah.
Will Smith really wound into it too. So I could guess Will Smith, not a lot of power behind that.
Yep. Got the power of movie magic too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was his resiliency was good. He kind of did the willow in the wind. He kind of went with it,
Yeah.
Maybe I took a little of the sting out of it, but yeah, he snapped right back. And
I mean, he seemed in shock that it happened, like just confused as to what was going on. But I mean, no worse for the wear. Like he still presented the award.
Yeah, yeah, and then they kind of cut the audio, and then I thought, oh, they cut the audio because of the first thing Chris Rock said, but then they kept cutting over to Will Smith, whose mouth was going rapidly.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And I was like, oh, they must have hit the kill button and they don't know how to unkill it, and this is part of the skit part. But then I figured, oh, it's not. And so
you've seen the uncut version by now?
So I've seen a lot of copies out there. I didn't see that. I did see several clips of Will's post slap commentary. So I got that. So there's a thing. But be sure to like and subscribe.
Like, subscribe, buy a t-shirt.
All that good stuff.
I got slapped by Will Smith t-shirt.
Yes. We'll have to be clever on alluding to who it is, because it seems anytime we drop an actual name on any of our proposed t-shirts, the overlords crank down on us and say, "Nah, you're not doing that." So, but we'll find a creative way to do something there.
I'll say this though before we jump into our real topic. I did not watch the Oscars. I've been mostly boycotting them since I didn't win and wasn't even nominated for Evil Bong. So since then, it's been like, why bother? I will say though that with all of this, I just saw the first mention of the fact that Army of the Dead won an Oscar.
Yeah, I think fan favorite.
Yeah,
it was surreal because it was on and doing other things, so I was kind of fading in and out of it. But so they were running a series of clips, and I was trying to piece together, Dune was one of them, I think, and there's another one, and then all of a sudden there's Batista and it's Army of the Dead, and I'm like, what category is this? And so yeah, they did. So congratulations, Army of the Dead. They won the Black Panther Award, because that whole thing was eventually set into place because Black Panther didn't win an Oscar, at least like Best Picture Oscar, and they're like, well, we got to give it something because it was an amazing movie. Love Black Panther, fantastic movie. But so they said, well, we need to get a fan favorite so we can, you know, grease the skids on some moneymaker. But Army of Dead would not have been my guess.
Not in a million years. I knew this category existed. They've actually been teasing this category since long before Black Panther. That was the straw that broke the camel's back. But they've been talking about this for like 20 years, doing a genre category for all the action, horror, sci-fi, comic book stuff that they completely ignore in any category that isn't a technical category.
Yeah.
So they've been talking about doing this for a long time, and the first one went to Army of the Dead. So that's a thing that happened.
Yep.
That's the real story. That's the real takeaway from the Academy Awards.
Yeah, which I mean, you know, absent certain other activities would have been the headline probably, but no.
Yeah.
Will Stolled, Army of the Dead's Thunder. Oh well.
If anything, I'm gonna throw out a conspiracy theory here. It's YouTube; they love that stuff. I'm gonna throw out a conspiracy theory for everyone. That was staged to cover up the fact that they were giving an Oscar to Army of the Dead. And they needed to divert attention away from that. They realized, they were like, hey, we're finally going to get people into the Oscars again. We're going to make up for all these years and years and years of ignoring genre films. And then they were like, Army of the Dead won. Will Smith needs to hit somebody.
Yeah. Go get him now.
We can't let this be the headline.
Yep. Yeah. It's a personal opinion. You know, it's kind of like, you know, let's get the elites all together to kind of smooth and talk about how caring they are and all that kind of stuff. And so I can live without the show myself personally, but and I didn't, you know, it's always hard to pull, and very few have the hosts, you know, to kind of have some of the skits and the different things to kind of keep things moving along. They're always so painfully hokey and terrible, and the little bits of ones I saw, I was not impressed at all.
I wasn't going to watch it whatsoever, and then when the slap happened, immediately every notification in the world that could happen happened on my phone. So I was like, what is happening? And I saw the uncensored clip right away. Instantly that was available.
Yep, as it should be. But as much as I'm sure most people do turn into Bog Panda for Oscar talk.
This was educational because I just informed all of them that Army of the Dead won an Oscar. Go watch Army of the Dead. Why are there robot zombies? That's never explained.
Yeah, it's a fair question.
There's like 1,000 things in that movie that are not. They just show you stuff and it never happens again and it's never explained. And I enjoyed the movie. It is a garbage fire, but I enjoyed the movie.
But cool set scenes, you know, lots of
those robot zombies look cool. Where did they come from? How does that fit into the plot? Who made robot zombies? None of that makes any sense.
But they're there.
They look cool though.
Yeah. It's all you need. And speaking of looking cool, we're going to just kind of briefly touch on something. Our good friends, the Xbox crew, they've got a special branded version of the Xbox coming out. Dr. Mike, what would that branding be?
I mean, at this rate, it's for a movie that'll probably win an Oscar next year. That is the follow-up to Sonic the Hedgehog.
Unreleased at this point.
Yeah.
So many unanswered questions from the Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
Yeah. For everybody who watched that, and it was just like, where does the story go from here?
Yeah. And I've heard
straight to the Academy Awards, probably.
Yep. And while it's not released yet, you know, we can count the days, I'm sure. There's already a third one in the works. So
thank God.
That's a franchise we all needed.
We needed a franchise with a CGI hedgehog and the most prominent anti-vaxxer. Yep. Those are the things the world needed right now.
But you can get a branded Xbox tied to Sonic, which the box itself looks pretty cool. It's got the big ring on the side, and Sonic and Knuckles. Some artwork there. It looks
My
really
favorite
good.
Will Smith slap meme, by the way, is him slapping Chris Rock and the rings popping out.
I missed that. I'll have to that won't be hard to find. Um, but while the box looks really cool, there's something unique about the controllers. I don't believe
Yes.
don't believe this ever happened before.
Not that I can think of.
Probably for a good reason. But basically you get two tribbles to play the game with fuzzy controllers. Who'd have thunk it? Would seem to be not the ideal material to encase a controller in for allowing precision movement, but there they are in all their glory. They will not be standard release. This is my understanding. It's only with the sweepstakes that they're running, and we will include a picture of the tweet that you go. It's off the Xbox account. What you need to go into by April 4th is to go in, find that tweet, retweet it with the hashtag Xbox Sonic 2 sweepstakes. And you will be in the running to get not only will not be a limited edition, I believe, which is the box itself, but the controllers that will come with the sweepstakes winner are these fuzzy controllers. And they look awful to me. I don't know what your thoughts are.
Terrible. There was a few things that popped in my head right away. The first one was, so a rotary phone is not the worst controller.
It's just been replaced.
Yeah. And it didn't even have the throne for that long. If you had asked me which would come first, Army of the Dead winning an Oscar or the rotary phone being replaced as the worst controller, I would have lost all of the money.
Yeah, there's really nothing good about it.
No.
Maybe have fuzzy cases to put the functional Xbox One controller into, but
well, that's just it. To me, it can't be playable. First off, even looking at it, it doesn't look good. It looks terrible. Like the Xbox itself looks cool, but the controllers look terrible. So to me, they can't possibly be functional. I mean, I know they probably function, but whoever wins these, I can't imagine is going to use them as like a go-to gamepad. They're going to put them on a shelf somewhere, which is better, I suppose. But the first thing that popped in my mind is who was playing Sonic and was like, it would make this a lot more immersive if I could just run my fingers through his hair.
That's right. Yeah, it seems horrible on multiple fronts. Seems, I don't know, it just seems like there's going to be debris of various sorts that are eventually going to make it. You don't want to have to kind of brush and take out knots of your controller. That doesn't seem like an extra step in game maintenance that any of us want or need. But yeah,
I would imagine too, like after one or two long game sessions, you're gonna be ripping hair out of that thing unintentionally. So it's not gonna look good if you think it looks good at the beginning. Yeah. It's not gonna maintain the appearance that it has. I remember back in the VHS days, kids, VHS tapes were were boxes with magnetic strips inside of them that held movies on them. It was like a printed out Netflix. And I got an Ed Wood box set of VHS tapes that the slip case that the VHS tapes were in, it was like a large box slip case, and that had Angora fur around it. That didn't hold up real well. And that wasn't being used as a game controller. Like that just sat on a shelf. Other than me sliding the VHS tapes in and out, it wasn't touched. And that didn't really hold up very well. So I cannot imagine one or two uses. This is going to look awful.
Yeah. But it's free if you win the sweepstakes.
Yeah.
And so there's that.
Plus, maybe you have a weird Sonic fetish.
Yeah.
And this is your chance to live that out.
We were so close to the end of the episode that I was like, I think I might dodge this. I don't know, but no. Okay. Yeah, there's that.
I just don't think we should kink shame people. If that's what you're into and you want to quietly grope Sonic the Hedgehog while you watch, I'm sure, an awful movie that'll win an Oscar next year.
That's right. The early running.
Yeah. There's going to be like 6 more Army of the Dead movies out, though. So that's, I mean, the prequel already came out.
Oscar-winning Army of the Dead. So.
Yeah. So.
Yep. There'll be a.
You would have thought it would have split the vote between Army of the Dead and its prequel.
Yeah. So yeah, that'll be.
We live in a world, Kelly. There's fuzzy Xbox controllers, and Army of the Dead is an Oscar-winning film. You know, like The Godfather.
Yep.
And Schindler's List. Someday, when people are talking about the pantheon of the greatest films of all time, they're going to talk about Schindler's List and then some other World War II movie. And then like somehow have to segue into Army of the Dead.
Yep. It's gonna leave a mark.
So. And somebody's gonna say, pass me that fuzzy Xbox controller. I'm fast forwarding through this part.
Yeah, I didn't think it was that successful of a movie. Maybe I'm wrong. The Academy has spoken. So
yeah. The people have spoken.
That's right. I'm wondering who are these people that they're talking to. But
Xbox invested a lot of money in the Army of the Dead franchise because they made the 2 movies back to back, because the prequel did come out like 2 months later, and there's a series that's going to launch and another feature that's already in the works. So they have a lot of money in this. So if it came down to votes, let's just say Xbox, let's just say Netflix made that happen.
Yep, that could be, no doubt. But would love to hear your reaction to, and please don't make it a positive reaction, but your reaction to the controllers in terms of, do you think it's even possible to have those and somewhat playable long term? And if you want to weigh in on what's your level of disbelief and shock that Army of the Dead Oscar-winning film Army of the Dead film Army of the Dead is now in the pantheon of many other movies that are significantly better. Your thoughts on that would be greatly appreciated as well.
I think the next few episodes we should do like an Oscar winner up against Army of the Dead, and like which one we think is better, like Saving Private Ryan, Army of the Dead.
we can look into that. All right, cool. Anything else for this show, sir?
No. I'm glad the fuzzy controllers aren't going to be a wide release thing. I am curious to see what the person who wins them does to them, unless it's the Sonic fetish thing. Again, not trying to kink shame, but then I don't want to know.
I don't. Nope. Cool. All right. Well, as we kind of sort of mentioned at the beginning, we'd appreciate it if you'd consider liking and subscribing, maybe check out our merchandise. And we'll be back again soon with other fascinating, similar content. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.